Hi everyone, we are back again with some more gaming. We got Owlboy this time. This is actually a game and not a dumpster fire. So very shortly, this is a indie game that I recommend everyone checks out. It's really short and sweet and very pretty. 9 years in the making, amazing game. So we're gonna jump straight into it. The game is in traditional Chinese because it saves a load of time.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go right now. So you gonna press the button?
Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go. So to start off, I'm gonna hold F to skip all dialogue instantly. That's a very nice feature, but during some very long cutscenes later on, I'm gonna have to hold F. But it's fine. It's much better than having to mash.
No.
For sure. So we're right off. Doing some movement if I can hit the door.
Missing that door is really easy to do when you're doing the dashes.
Every door, like I overshoot every door every
Yeah.
time. So as you can see, the game is it looks just so good, and the music is amazing. So speed-wise, I'm gonna skip some stuff. So we're
Some stuff.
yeah. Didn't get the one frame trick to gain control during the dialogue, but it's fine. So now, if I release both mouse buttons at once, I go flying like that.
Yep. And
Yep, no collision.
And it's really weird like that because you're trying to eat the fruit and like release the fruit, I think, at the same time.
Eat and throw at the same time.
Yeah, and that causes that to happen. And whenever you're in the weird spiral, you can control it by pressing buttons at certain times.
By canceling at certain points with up buttons, or by eating, or in other ways.
Yeah.
So.
And it can get really weird like that. And you can actually, if you're not careful enough, you can soft lock the game doing it.
Oh, in a bunch of ways.
Yeah.
In this category, it's pretty fine, but like reverse boss order, which I recommend you check out, it's a mess.
So that one is easy.
Yeah, I was messing it up a bunch earlier, but like we're gonna get some triggers. Like this is a cutscene trigger that we need to get to progress the story. Right. Otherwise, we won't be able to trigger the boss and get out.
Yeah, there used to be, like, in some spots, there also used to be cutscenes that they later removed, but the triggers are still there.
Yeah, they
so
actually
you still have to go through them.
They actually changed the layout of the level at some point with a patch. It was like, I was very weirded out when I loaded the game the first time because I didn't know about the patch.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna use this. So this zipping here is called Dine and Dash. As you can see, I really like the name, but yeah, I'm doing very safe zips that land me very far from where I need to go. There are some better zips, but they can be pretty sketchy.
Yeah, they can land you like on the wrong spot in bounds, and then you have to reload the entire area.
Entire area, yeah. And I have no safety saves, so
yeah,
it's gonna be fun. But as you can see, I'm hitting some specific triggers intentionally, and now I can just go to the boss. And I'm going to zoop.
And just skip the cutscene.
Get the cutscene.
So for this boss, you have to spin into the boss, and then you can finally hit him. And with some really well-timed like presses, you can get Getty to shoot like really fast in sequence.
Phase 2. You got some wins.
And just the same deal.
This is a tiny bit tighter depending on how the boss moves. But here he stalled for a long time, so I had a long time to kill him. Getting a double one cycle is pretty easy. So now I'm going to break this wall like this. And we're hitting this cutscene.
And if you have a donation, now's a good time.
Yep.
I have quite a few here. We're starting off with $5 from Queen Snowpea.
Ooh, Sophie.
GG on Bugboy yesterday, Jite. Time to kill Owldom today. Good luck, and remember to stay out of bounds.
Oh, yes.
$10 from Griffs. Good luck, Jite. Be one with the walls. Heart.
Thank you.
And then another $10 from Anonymous. Apparently they listened to Murky a little bit too much, and they're trying to test me. So they're saying, she sells seashells by the seashore.
So
thank you all for your donations.
Thank you for the donations.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to go for a one frame trick, which skips like a lengthy menu. I'm gonna watch this this teleporter thing, this item, bob 5 times, and then press menu. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go, skipped. And that's a 1-frame trick. It has a a clear visual cue, so it's not as bad. We're gonna get some really bad ones later that you just go through, you go for and hope to get. Oh, that was weird, but it's fine.
And here we're gonna do our first Spartan clip. This one is really easy. You can just fly over and get it.
He said as I messed it up. There's like, there you go. I usually don't get body by this. There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, shouldn't be that bad, but you know.
So basically, it kind of works by like respawning your friend using the teleporter in such a spot that it'll instantly just push you up.
Yeah, because you don't fit. So the game kind of shoves you in a direction and ignores the collision. But it doesn't work always. You just have to find the specific spot.
Yeah.
So cutscene, you see that Valley is under attack, but since we skipped some story, the gates are closed and we do need to do some stuff, but we're going to skip all of that with zips. So now I'm going to do 2 special kinds of skips. This is a instant cancel.
Oh, nice. First try.
First try, and then... please.
Oh.
Don't hit me. Oh boy. Yeah, once you start getting hit, it becomes a real problem.
There we go.
There you go. That's a turnaround zip, and they achieve the same thing. I'm gonna reload to make sure that I have full health, because when you have full health, you move faster.
Yeah. And speaking of about the movement, by the way, we didn't actually mention this, but we're doing the frame perfect rolling simply by rebinding the roll key to usually shift is what we like to do, and that way you can just hold down the button and you will frame perfectly keep rolling.
Yeah, but only on KBM, unfortunately. On controller, you have to tap every roll.
Yeah.
And later on, like at the end of the run, there's going to be a section where a specific strat is different because of that. So.
Here we're going to do
Is this left fruit?
Yeah, it's always the left fruit.
Left fruit, yeah, there you go. Full zip, and you just land into the transition and you go.
Yeah.
So now we're in Owl Temple. I'm going to do a new type of clip. This is a throw clip. Very self-explanatory.
There we go.
And zip. Convenient fruit. So this is a frame perfect trick in the sense that you have to release 2 buttons on the same frame.
Yeah.
So sometimes it can just decide to block you.
Yeah. There we go.
There you go. Yeah, I generally get most of these first try, but
sometimes you get into like the wrong rhythm and it gets annoying.
Yeah.
Also,
plus, a marathon mindset too.
Oh.
Pressure. Okay, so this is Alphonse. This is a character that will join us. Why did I roll it? Okay, bad first phase, but it's fine. You can ideally get him to phase before he even shoots once, but that is super tight. And I'm gonna go for like facing right before right after he shoots. So right now, I'm gonna try to hit him. Yeah, that's gonna shoot. But you see, right after he shoots, he phases. To get the perfect phase, you're gonna have to hit him with every shot.
Yeah.
And he bobs based on RNG, I'm pretty sure.
I mean, there's probably something in there,
Yeah, but it's a good phase. So this is Alphonse, the fight. Second boss. Now we get some dialogue, and then Alphonse will join us. So you have time for like 3 donations?
Well, I have one here. It's $10 from Becky Chan saying, "Hey ESA friends, do you know what's the best part of being involved in a restream? The communities and people you get to know. And the Owlboy community was incredibly kind and welcoming when I first did research on the game in 2018. And this hasn't changed. Thank you Jitaenow, Zik, and everyone else who's part of that community. And thank you, Becky, for that donation."
Thank you, Becky. You can go for like another one.
Well, I'm going to go for some of the incentives we have, and I'm actually going to go over to Stream 2, because they have a couple incentives that might need some donations and a bit of an influx of money. For example, the Star Wars Episode 1 The Phantom Menace incentive to enable the voice acting, which is enable the hilarious voice acting and check out the various audio glitches in the game. I'm sure that's going to be really fun, but it only has $40 out of 300. So, if you want to see that on Stream 2, donate for Stream 2 and make sure you choose that incentive. We also have the Harpy Fly Glitch Showcase for Serious Sam HD. That is doing even worse off at $25 out of 300. So those are in desperate need of some money. So get those donations in on Stream 2.
Thank you, Potter. So I just got, you remember the frame perfect trick that I got earlier? There was another one that had no visual cue at all, and it was the hardest of the three, and I managed to get it.
Yeah, that was so good.
Yep.
I've only ever managed to do that once in my entire career running this game. It's so difficult to time it.
Yeah. And then we're gonna have another one with kind of a half visual cue, but really, really hard. So, but easier than this one. So I'm really happy that I got this one. So now we got 2 minutes and a half of holding F to skip dialogue. So yeah, you can go for like well, actually I'm gonna explain really quickly what's happening, then we can go for donations. So here we're reaching the city which is under attack, and we just completed Owl Temple, but our master is going to misconstrue our intentions and scold us, and then we're gonna decide to infiltrate the war front that we've been prohibited from infiltrating, and actually do some really cool stuff right now. So
basically we're just gonna save the day because they can't. So
yeah, that's basically the lore of the game. And they only realize at the end. So if you have like some donations or something to promote, Potter?
Well, we can talk about a little bit about the charity, the Swedish Alzheimer's Foundation. With the support of the Alzheimer Foundation, well-functioning diagnostic tests have been developed. What is still missing is inhibiting drugs that can stop the development of Alzheimer's. The goal of the Alzheimer's Fund is to be an important research financier in this work. In the absence of effective medicines, it is also important to research the best preventative measures for Alzheimer's disease. So thank you all for donating to that, and make sure, if you want to see some fun incentives, make sure you choose those on the donation page.
Yeah, let's get those donations in. Let's get to 30K, guys. So skip this cutscene. And now, this is a precise trick that a lot of people have trouble with. I generally don't, but I'm not going to jinx myself by saying it's free. It's actually really hard to get, like, first try, just go. And a lot of top runners have been having trouble with this, but hopefully we can get it. So we're gonna get hit by a bomb here. First try.
Nice.
Nice. And you get knocked back into the box, and you slide down through the wall. Because of how the game works, it's difficult to explain. But you know, hitboxes.
Yeah, hitboxes are fun.
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't reload, and so I have low health and I'm going slow. But it's fine. So now I'm gonna hit a checkpoint to go back in bounds. Hit a checkpoint here. Go back in bounds. I'm gonna eat here just to make sure to get some extra health, because this boss I am terrible at.
No.
First helicopter, you have to.
So yeah, the idea of this boss is basically that he shoots at little bombs, and with Getty you have to shoot them back at him. And it can get a little bit tricky because after a couple of phases he starts like shooting multiple ones, which can get in your way a little bit. But that was a pretty okay fight, I guess.
Yeah, I missed 2, which is not the worst. Like, that fight can go so much worse.
Yeah.
So not getting hit is already a big thing, because you don't have to reload. If you get hit and you have low health, you reload from checkpoint and get your whole health back to run fast. Oh, I always do that. So I missed a cycle here, but it's fine. So here getting seen, it doesn't matter at all. But yeah, these bombs deal a lot of damage.
Yeah.
They're extremely dangerous.
You really have to like kind of take this bit a little bit slower, or else you're gonna have to reload, and it just lose a lot of time in the process.
Yep. So we're gonna bait these 3 bombs to hit.
And hopefully we're gonna hit all 3 of them, because in a little bit we're gonna get a cutscene. And these bombs don't care that you're in a cutscene, so they'll just like run up to you and kill you.
Yep. Because you're vulnerable through every cutscene. And that's gonna matter later on during the snake boss.
Yeah.
So this is a similar concept, but Otis, the character we're controlling, cannot damage enemies without shooting with the other characters. But this helicopter is invincible except for its own bombs. So we're gonna knock them away into the helicopter. And as the fight goes on, yeah, this one. As the fight goes on, it gets faster.
And as long as you're spinning, you can just sit inside a helicopter just fine. You don't take damage from him.
Yeah.
So
I don't think you take damage at all from him.
Really? I thought you had to keep spinning all the time.
Not sure. I don't think I've ever done this fight without spinning. So
Yeah.
even casually. So that was pretty okay. I didn't get hit. That's what matters. So now we're going to do something really fun. So to get out of this place, we're using a zip.
There we go.
And now we're going to hit an unfinished cutscene from development that was left here with no animation and placeholder text.
And it's so good.
Who is this little guy? Man, my guards are incompetent. Good thing I'm not. Whack! You will now wake up in Valley and the Battle of Advent will be over. Molstrom wins and gets the relics. Cutscene goes here. And we do that because it warps us here, which is super convenient. Because from here we're gonna...
Get out again?
We're gonna out of bounds again. Go figure.
What even are bounds, honestly?
Same thing as before, turn around, clip, and get out because the gate is closed. So now, instead of going left to the Owl Temple, we're going to proceed to the right. I hope I don't hit anything. I sometimes hit something. Okay, there you go. So another turnaround clip. If I can do it. Come on.
There we go.
There you go. Super easy if you don't mess up the timing. So now we're going to go do a trick called Early Twig. There's a character called Twig, and we're going to get it much earlier than intended by skipping a bunch of story.
Gonna do another partner clip.
Yeah, we need the Alphonse for this one.
Yeah.
Why did I not? Yeah, there you go.
It can be a little bit finicky sometimes
Yeah,
because the game is weird about it.
Yeah, it's super easy, but it can be finicky. So now this is a transition out of bounds that was removed through a patch, and the devs re-put it in like that. We used to do this, and it was fixed, and then they made a patch just to re-add that transition for the speedrunners.
Shoutouts to the Owlboy devs. They're absolutely amazing.
Yeah, Adrian's been in the community for a long time, much longer than me, and very, very supportive. So now we get Twig. We're going to get the last one of the one-frame tricks. I'm going to have the UI flash in the top left, and I'm going to be able to see, but it's super, super hard to time, so I'm going to focus here.
Aww.
Yeah. So that's a really difficult timing. So that's what we would get. We skipped the first two, which is amazing. So now, Twig, we got it early. We got him early, and he's glitched in cutscene state, so we can talk to him. Like that.
And like some characters, when you talk to them too close, they kind of push you out. And in this case, he'll just push you out of bounds.
Yeah.
And it's just really useful.
Here I spam because I have no setup for this. There you go.
I don't think anyone has a setup for that one. You just hope you get the clip because it's a sloped surface.
Yeah.
Which doesn't really have nice like points where you can zip.
We hit a transition out of bounds, and that put us out of bounds because it's like a development transition or something.
Yeah.
So here we're gonna go to one of the scariest bosses in the run.
Yeah.
This is... I suck at this, so hopefully with some focus time. So if you have time for if you have do donations or something, or you have something to promote.
I do have something to promote, something really interesting. Looking at the prize panel here, I just saw something that was just added, a ViewSonic XG240R monitor. The one that you see on the face cam right now, the one with the RGB backlight, the rear strip of RGB just going going crazy, that is currently available to give away. If you want to enter the draw for it, you need to give us a singular donation of $25 for the Swedish Alzheimer's Association. Do that, and you will be in the draw. Now, this is not the only monitor that's up for grabs. There are 3 more, and there will be 3 separate draws, one for each of them. So if you enter all 3 of those, you could be in. You have 3 times the odds of winning a lovely monitor. Very nice looking, actually, from the way I see them over here. So get those donations in and get yourself a chance for a new monitor.
I didn't get the cooldown back in time.
So like the way this the way you deal the most amount of damage is basically just switching between Getty and Alphonse, and because Alphonse has this really giant attack that deals a lot of damage, and you want to cycle through them as much as possible.
Okay,
nice.
That's fight done. So we have to go through this, and we're done. And Alphonse is the red guy with he has a very strong attack on a long cooldown.
Yeah.
And Getty is the scaredy cat in green on the right. And he has infinite cannons.
Yeah.
So here we're gonna get a cutscene. And you have time for like 1 donation.
All right. $10 from Anonymous says, "Hey, Jite, good luck with the run. Did you guys know that in a casual run, Owlboy actually has walls? Love the Kapustic cabin. Heart."
Really? Huh, I didn't know. It has walls.
What?
Thank you very much for the donation.
Walls? Never heard of this game having walls.
Okay.
Ooh.
That was scary. I did not know what option that was.
I think you reloaded from checkpoint there.
I didn't skip cutscene, I reloaded from checkpoint. Yeah. Okay. That was. I actually needed to do that because it gives you a refill.
Wait,
and I got hit a few times.
Oh yeah, makes sense.
So okay, so now we're going to. So since the story forces us to go out of Molten being the area we were just in, we still have 2 bosses to beat in there.
Molten, yeah.
So we have to go back in there with the exact same clip as before.
Except we're going to be doing it a little bit shorter because we already have Twig, so
Yeah.
we don't need to.
We don't have to do early Twig anymore.
Yeah.
I think this thing is super high up. Yeah. There you go. Right, Redemption Arc. I got my trick first try.
Also, with Twig, you can speed up your movement by using this grapple movement, which is really sweet and really difficult to do fast, in my opinion.
Yep.
You
So
really
yeah,
need to
we go
practice.
this way.
Well, there we go. And we hit the little checkpoint here, mostly so that we can just reload from it.
Yep, because this fight is rough.
Yep.
This fight shouldn't be too bad, but it's all RNG. So these monkeys, every phase will have 1 more monkey, and each monkey is completely RNG as to where they spawn. So I'm trying to use Alphonse, and during Alphonse's cooldown, I'm gonna bait them into the lava.
Yeah.
So lava is instant death, and if you start getting hit by the monkeys, you're gonna have a rough time. I didn't hit the other one. How did that survive? Okay, it's fine. We're good. Calculated. Go a bit up. Okay, good. This fight can be super scary.
Yeah.
Super scary.
When trying to learn this, it took me like a full half-hour
Yeah.
to finally understand how the fight works fast. So
Yeah, and I'm not doing a great job, but at least I'm not getting hit.
yeah.
So these last 2 phases, very rough. The monkeys can spawn on top of you. Oh boy. Ooh, that
Okay.
was somewhat good.
We got lucky there.
Yeah.
Oh my. These
Yeah.
are horrible patterns.
Oh god.
Yeah. Okay.
Whew. And we still have full health, so I don't have to reload. That's good. Because I had some extra health, I think.
Yeah. You're good.
Yeah. So we're gonna...
Yeah, we're gonna shoot these monkeys.
yeah,
and
just
let them,
to make them...
like stop moving, because if they're like, they'll attack you while you're trying to do the zip, and it gets really annoying really quickly.
Yeah, so this is another boss, Snake.
who's really cute.
The lag. I missed. I am terrible at this game.
So in this fight, like the snake will move with different patterns, and you kind of have to try and deal as much damage as you can through the patterns, and it can get really annoying.
Yeah, barely hit that off hit. So good runners will kill the snake when it's on the right side of the screen, because the next cutscene after beating the snake can only start when it's on the right.
Yeah.
So right here it's on the left. It's going to do 2 attacks and then go on the right and alternate.
Yeah.
And I'm not that good, so I'm probably going to hit kill the spider on the right side, on the left side.
Yeah. There's no shame in
This
that.
is getting hairy. Yeah.
Especially because like all those fireballs are like random, so you kind of have to learn how to dodge it while shooting at the same time.
Yeah, we're very close to killing.
Yeah.
But as you can see, I didn't quite get the fast cycle. So when it's on the left, when you kill on the left, the boss simply burrows again and goes to the right. So I'm gonna kill right now. There you go.
Nope.
I can still get hit here, so
Yeah.
you have to be very careful.
Many runs have died like that, where you're
Yep.
just like not paying attention for a few seconds. And
Yeah. So now we're gonna have an auto scroller that will probably make you a bit dizzy, but it's like nothing serious. Like no epilepsy warning or anything. It's just because the camera rotates.
Yeah. And it has probably some of the best music in the game, in my
Yes.
opinion.
So we're gonna shut up and enjoy the music.
Yeah. We get rescued by Twig, because he's a good boy.
He is a good boy now.
Oh. Sorry, that will never stop making me laugh.
So silly. So now we're gonna do the same thing, the dialogue clip as before. Just the same thing.
Yeah, we're technically in the same area right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna
so-
reload to get my health back.
Yeah.
So I need to avoid a soft lock here. There's a transition here that brings you to nowhere.
Yeah.
It's like the green screen of death. There's a green background forever and nothing in it. And here we're going to avoid another transition, which is much easier to avoid, that one, the one we used before. And now after this boss, we're going to go to the mothership. And that's one of the last sections of the game. So here. Good. You can break that lock with the
With Twig, yeah.
Twig before the cutscene.
And we're gonna be going into a little like duct section with a bomb in there, and that bomb can be really annoying.
Yeah, I am very bad at this. Good.
Okay, we got
I got
lucky.
it. So you can do a roll that has a very precise timing, not frame perfect, but very precise,
Mm.
to roll through and have invincibility through the explosion.
Yeah. And we're gonna be doing that like later on
Yeah,
as well.
we're gonna be
and
dying to it a few times.
Probably.
I'm terrible at it. There you go. So this is just a tutorial that tells you when you get spotted, these enemies that are invincible will
Yeah, they're basically like pirate robots, so they'll just like shoot out nerve
Yeah.
gas to kill people because, well, it's nerve gas. They don't have any nerves, so.
Yep. This is just a tutorial that you can hit the button and remove the gas.
Yeah. I'm just like regularly falling down is just about as fast as just like holding shift and down.
Yeah, rolling down. And if you're on the ground, I think it's faster or something. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Okay, so here is the infamous bomb section.
Nice.
Nice, first
We got
try.
it. Perfect. So now we're going to do a unique clip. I'm not going to explain everything about it, but it works by holding two things at the same time, which makes the game think you hold nothing, but still have things active in your hands. So we're going to hold twig, remove the poison, hold twig, grab this item, hold two at the same time, remove, like, release one of the two, and then we're going to go, oh. There you go.
There we go. And we're out of bounce again.
Don't ask questions. So you still have twig here. So that's another unfinished cutscene. Hi Otis, I will join you from here, but please make this cutscene a little more elaborate.
It's so silly.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hit the checkpoint and reload.
So here we're gonna just like breeze through a little puzzle. It's actually, I think, a little bit more difficult casually to do this one.
Yeah, because you have to do a bunch of stuff more.
Yeah.
But we just have access to.
Yeah, we
the
just go so fast. Just go. Oof.
Yeah, you have a lot of time. But yeah, that was bad. So okay, so we have the second to last boss. He's called Dirk, after his weapons. So this fight is beyond free. I'm going to do a very peculiar strat that I think I'm the only runner who does it. And you simply start a grapple hook with twig, and if you throw twig away during the grapple hook, it's interrupted and you get invincibility frames. And you can see that because I'm going to flash yellow. If the stream is at 30 FPS, you may not see it, but I think it's at 60, so it should be fine. So I'm going to get iframes for the first two phases. The third phase is going to be more interesting. So these are the iframes.
Yep.
I just started grapple hook and throw immediately after. Enjoy the music, by the way. Really good. So now we get to bait his attack.
Because you're invincible during the grappling, he just like shoots into the wall instantly.
Yep. Second phase, same thing but with more projectiles. So casually it makes sense, but for now it's like it's the same. He's doing his best. Can we get a clap for Dirk? There you go. Same thing. And then third phase. Oh. Nope. That's fine. So third phase is more interesting.
Yeah.
So are we ready for the strats, Kinnan?
Yep, definitely.
Ready? Alright. Check this out.
To think that casually this was such a hard fight to do.
Yeah, I had trouble with this fight, casually. So, yeah, now the fight is done, and we're going to have a bunch of cutscenes. But first we have to do a little gameplay while watching the cutscenes. So it's going to be some cutscenes with gameplay, and then we're going to have a ton of time.
Yeah, like a couple of minutes of time, like not doing anything.
Yeah, just holding F, because you do have to hold F.
Yeah.
Never forget.
Sadly.
So even though we have a skip dialogue option, traditional Chinese saves 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Saves an incredible amount of time. So that's why we're running on traditional Chinese. So you have time for like 2 donations, and then later some more.
Well, I have one. It's $25 from Trojan Dude going, "Yo, Jite, Ruined Trojan here. Good luck with absolutely destroying Owlboy. I hope you don't ruffle any feathers with all of those glitches." That money went to the Sonic Mania Plus Knuckles and Knuckles incentive, which I'm happy to say is inching ever closer to completion. It's at $386 out of $800. Still a lot of ground to cover, but I'm fairly certain we can do it, so keep them coming and keep them going strong. I'd also like to shout out Western Digital Black, a returning partner of ESA. The WD Black NVMe SSDs provide the speed we speedrunners need, and they are being used for the PCs that handle all the games that you see on this stream, and they are super fast. The load times are just so tiny, so they're incredibly effective. So thank you to Western Digital for this support. Do I still have time for more?
Maybe one.
All right, just a little clarification on the prizes. This first monitor that we're giving away will be given. You have the window to donate for it between the Halo 2 run, which was the previous one, until the Final Fantasy V run. Then the second one will be happening between the Cuphead run and the GeoGuessr run, and the third one will be between The Witcher 3 and the end of the event. So, if you donate $25 in these 3 time periods, you'll be in on all 3 draws for these amazing, amazing monitors.
All right, so now we have so many cutscenes to hold F through that I'm gonna have my buddy Kinnan here hold F for me, and I'm gonna go get some tea.
So you're gonna be stuck with me here for a bit. This is the most important part of the run. So, have you guys been enjoying ESA so far? Yeah. Are you guys at home as well? How about you, Polar Sir? How have you been?
ESA has been absolutely amazing. I've been having the time of my life. Can I shout out another one of our sponsors?
Sure, why not?
All right.
I'm sitting here for a while.
Shout-outs to Twitch for sponsoring # ESA Summer 19 and for their continued support of speedrunning events. And just as a reminder of all the ways you can support ESA Summer 19, you can donate, but you can also subscribe either by paying for a normal sub or by linking your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account and earning a free subscription to a channel of your choosing, like this one right here. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You can also cheer on this channel, and any revenue from all of these 3 sources will be donated forward to the Swedish Alzheimer's Association. No matter what way you choose to support us, we thank you for your support.
So we're halfway through. So.
Selfie time. Always important.
Okay. So now there's going to be a little gameplay. Thank you very much.
Yep, you're welcome.
Yep. Can we get a clap for Kinnan and his mighty finger? So, now we are through most of the cutscene. There's still some cutscene to go, but watch me. Why am I flying?
I don't know.
Why am I?
What?
What's happening?
I've never seen that.
Never happened before?
Yeah. That's the second one today.
Yep. So I'm gonna. Oh wait, is it here?
Yeah.
No, it's not here. Wait, it is here.
I think.
What am I doing? Right.
There we go. Oh yeah, in that section, by the way, the cannonballs are invisible, so if you're not careful, you just get hacked.
Valley is in a glitched state, and it's still under attack, even though it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
So now we're convincing these guys that there is stuff in space above us, even though there shouldn't be. And that's the final section we're going to go to, space. But before, we have to enjoy some lore. So we're going to watch them figure out that there is stuff, that big thing on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
And then Colonel, the lady who just smiled, has a plan. I love that sound.
It's so cute. We're going to hear it again in a bit.
Yep.
Also, it's time for pressing 5 buttons at the same time.
Okay. Oh, that was good.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, I have to like.
I like how whenever you say yes, he goes like.
Yeah. But yeah, in that little section is just. Oh. I was almost talking through the laugh. Wow, I'm a horrible person.
Best laugh.
Yeah. But yeah, during that little section, you're trying to skip a cutscene, move upwards, move left, hold shift, and one other thing that I can never remember what to do.
Yeah, and accept to do what you have to do. So now the cutscene shows characters, 1, 2, and then there's another character which is glitched inside this building, so it just shows the building. And then characters that we haven't seen.
But are awesome.
Yeah, she's the best character, but like, yeah, we skip her. Rip. And these guys that, I guess, they are relevant to the story?
Yeah, that they're like Twix family.
Twix family. And then space. So, in space, the physics work a bit differently because we're in space. We can obviously breathe because that's very, very, very normal, but we cannot fly.
Yeah, there's like enough air to breathe, but not enough air to fly, which makes total sense.
Yeah, so you can see now Odus is going to try to fly, then flash white, and start falling. And that is very important for some tricks that we're going to do. So when you jump and flap, you do that one flap, you gain a little bit of height. But if you land on something or cancel the flight before you flash white, the next flap will not give you height.
Yeah.
And there are some jumps that we barely make.
Yeah.
And that flap is super crucial. So we're gonna land on a platform, jump, get the flash, and then jump again.
It looks a little bit like, hey, why you're doing that, and it's slow, but yeah. Otherwise, you'll just not make it.
Yeah.
And there's also some other cool tech in space, which I love.
Yeah. So this category was run by Zik3 at AGDQ 2018. And he had to do a very asinine strat to get out of bounds and do a bunch of stuff because we cannot fly. We can't just zip.
No.
So, well, I guess theoretically we could, but
there's no
fruit in space. So what we do instead is going to come up later, and we have a much better setup now that I'm super happy to showcase. It's the main change since that run, on top of a few tricks. And we also take a slightly different tricks for some stuff.
Yep.
So, now I'm gonna jump and hopefully not... Okay.
Do that.
I just made a fool of myself, but it's fine.
This happens like really often, like because of the weird physics, it just doesn't always want you to do the jump right, and you just roll off.
Yeah, you see, I'm making sure that I get the flash every time.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go. I wanted the flash. And I very often miss inputs, and I hope I won't do it. But yeah, there's a section where you can lose a bunch of time if you miss an input. So more lore. And these platforms, you simply, depending on the direction you roll in, like whether you're looking left or right, you're gonna
like spin it up or down.
Yeah.
And most of the cases, we just want it to go up.
So as you can see, I'm making full use of the flap.
Yeah. You can also do a little dash, but it's a lot less consistent and dangerous.
Yeah, and it saves like a tiny amount of time.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it at some point, but I haven't bothered learning. So this is the room where the flap matters.
Yeah.
So I barely make this jump.
Yeah.
I didn't get the flash, so I get the flash. Same thing.
And that way you just skip half of the platforming in that section.
Yeah. And now we're coming up with the very cool out of bounds called library skip. Yeah, library skip. True. Because this is like the second version that skips library skip. We used to have to do some very real dumb stuff. So we just get hit here. Yeah. Perfectly normal behavior. And then we press cancel flight and then up. Gotta focus.
Nice. That was really good.
That was good. That was the first try. Very, very happy. That is, even though we have a better setup, it's still very scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed the input. That's in this section. I don't know why it tends to
basically
eat my input.
The important part
Yeah,
in that the important part in the library skip is that you make sure that you're doing all your inputs after the flash happens. Otherwise, you will just get rid of the state and you'll just fall down.
Yeah, you can see I was talking to you before about that flap. You can barely make that platform with the flap without waiting. Some people wait because it's much, much more consistent.
Yeah.
But you can make it barely by doing that.
Yeah.
So here you have to wait a little bit.
Yeah, I'm definitely more of a newbie, so a lot of the strats that Jitaenow is doing is just...
What was that? I got the ground, but I didn't land on the platform?
That was weird.
Yeah. I've been getting a lot of new stuff. We're gonna find like 25 new glitches.
Yeah. Hopefully they'll actually be useful one day.
Yeah. So here I'm taking this slow. People who go for attempts do much faster stuff.
Yeah.
So here I'm gonna wait. Sorry, I'm gonna wait 7 statues and then I jump off. And since I'm in a place where I shouldn't be, there's a 2-minute auto-scroller here. But by just skipping the cutscene, the auto-scroller is skipped. Don't ask me why.
Game logic. And now we're gonna just quickly grapple towards the final boss.
Yep, this is the final boss. So, final boss, Solus. Spoiler alert, this is actually the Owlboy and not the character. And so each character will knock one of the relics off of him.
Yeah,
you can see the relics.
And it's basically corresponding to the color of that character.
Yeah.
So you have to try and get all 3, and then once you've done that, you can shoot Solus once with Alphonse, and then we'll go to the next phase.
Well, he actually has some HP, but Alphonse one-shots him.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, with Getty or Tuig, you're going to have to shoot a few times. So second phase is the same thing, same as Dirk. First 2 phases are the same, and then the last one is...
And we're hoping for good patterns here, because he can do some really annoying attacks that allow us to not really be able to deal damage easily.
I'm terrible at aiming Twig.
Yeah, like this one is really, really obnoxious to shoot at him with Getty.
Especially with Getty.
Yeah.
Because you have to time your inputs while...
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fine. I get a refill every phase.
There
that was a very slow fight, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Third phase is the Vaporwave phase. So get ready for some Macintosh Plus.
Mm-hmm.
Whoosh.
So in the first attack, he shoots his balls. You can either dodge them or deflect them back like that. It doesn't really matter damage-wise, but it's easier to deflect them, I think.
Yeah, I think it matters, but we don't know exactly how. We don't know what's better. That's a terrible...
yeah.
He's invulnerable. This is the second worst, because you can shoot him a few times, but like, there's a worse one. Or he's actually invincible.
Yeah, and this is the best one because he's like moving very predictably for a very long amount of time.
Yeah, and that's
it.
That's fight. So, final fight done. This is technically the end of the game, but we have a bunch of cutscenes.
Yeah, cutscenes and inputs.
You guys thought the cutscenes was done.
No.
No, how naive of you. So, this is basically explaining the end of the game, what Solus was trying to do, because Solus has actually good intentions, but he doesn't understand what he's doing.
No.
And he was on the verge of destroying the world, but now we are going to do what he wanted to do, but in the right way.
Yeah.
But that's going to have consequences that we won't spoil.
No.
Because you can't really tell really from the game.
No, it's kind of like, oh wait, they're doing, wow. Like the ending is so cool. I really like it.
Yeah, the ending is amazing.
So we're definitely not spoiling it.
Yeah, and then in the ending, we're going to have a dream sequence where we actually have control. And because of that, time is not yet.
Yeah.
So time comes up after the dream sequence. Do we stop time with the timer? I think we do.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
No. Good thing I got some tea.
Yeah, my water is already finished. So
I should have told me.
yeah, that's okay. I still had some when you left, so I had some time to take a sip.
I had plenty time to get to use some water.
Do stay hydrated, everyone.
Yes,
Very
stay
important.
hydrated. Very important. Shoutouts to Stay Hydrated Bot. So, out of all of this, we can only skip the shortest cutscene in the sequence,
Yeah.
which is this one. Everything else, cannot skip.
Yep.
Unfortunate.
Cutscene skip.
Go, Otis, go! Go! Run!
You can do it.
You can do it, Otis! So now we're crawling to reach the statue.
No. We're basically like infused with the relics or something?
Yes, we absorb the relics and we're activating this machine that is supposed to
Save the world.
revert what was done to the world, which you're gonna find out if you play the game. So you're slowly getting power back from the relics.
But also losing health.
Yeah. Some more holding F.
Yay.
My favorite.
I can definitely like feel my index finger at the end of Owlboy sessions. It's just like you're holding down a button for so long.
Yeah. You have the square gamer finger
Yeah.
at the end. Lore. Don't you guys feel so informed about the lore of this game?
Oh, it's in Chinese, so I can't read it.
You should have told me. We could have played in English. Last 3 minutes just for the lore.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are the relics, essentially. Second best laugh.
Best scream though.
Yep. Someone save Otis. There you go, and that's the end of the cutscenes. And now,
We actually get gameplay.
yeah boy. Time to do some gaming. Hope you enjoyed the movie. So you cannot roll here, so we're doing this. Flap, flap, flap. We used to just go normally, or we used to do this. And just, you know, get a flap every now and then and go. But we figured out that doing this is faster. Which can seem obvious if I'm doing it right now, but it wasn't for a long time. We figured it out after some actual testing. So this is a very, very sweet sequence. Very nice ending. And you can talk to those characters. I'm not going to spoil anything. The start of the game is actually really good. The initial cutscene that ties into this cutscene. So you don't really get what's happening, but trust me, you're going to love it. And time. That is a very nice time for RTA.
Yeah.
I am very happy with that.
That's like, yeah, that's not bad at all.
No, it's like a 51 something.
Yeah.
Might be as a 49.
Yeah.
09, I think. So, while this very nice cutscene plays, I want to do my final shoutouts. First of all, shoutouts to my buddy, Kanin. I met him at this ESA, and he's been very supportive. We've been talking about the commentary and everything, so thank you. Shoutouts to the Owlboy community. I'm sure they're having fun in the Discord, and I'm gonna be there soon. Shoutouts to Adrian, the dev, for being supportive.
Yeah.
And so yeah, if you want to see some Owlboy, but I actually speedrun a total of 9 games. So if you want to see a bunch of speedruns of Metroidvanias, platformers, Ori and the Blind Forest, and Nier Automata, check out my channel on Twitch. Check out his channel. Do you stream?
Yeah. Check out my channel if you want to see like Kirby and like dogs and sometimes this game.
Dude, dogs. I'm subbing. And yeah, shout outs to ESA for being so much fun, and every year they get better and better and better. And I've been having a lot of fun. And shout out to Tech for being like this game and Bugdom. They let me set up. It took me 4 days to set up Bugdom.
Oh wow!
Because it was just a mess. And they've been super supportive, super helpful. And shout out to Polister for reading our donations and shouting out stuff. And yeah, shout out to Twitch chat and the crowd. Thank you, everyone.